Good defense played. Cole takes him down. Boom! And Adam Cole, just like that, has retained. It truly is Johnny Gargano. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Friday Night Storm. And what an incredible night we have. 3 title matches coming at you. And we're starting white hot with a ladder match for 2 championships. Davey Richards, the former MLW heavyweight champion. He's been embroiled in this controversy with Will Ospreay for weeks now, and we knew that it would end up right here on Friday Night Storm. 2 titles on the line. A ladder match with 2 of the greatest athletes in the history of this sport. Coming out with the WCPW Championship. Davey Richards requested, I think, as a sort of mind game played with Ospreay, that only the MLW title be hoisted above the ring. Ospreay has agreed, so out he comes with the WCPW title, but make no mistake, that championship is also on the line. Davey Richards trying to play mind games with Ospreay, in his mind in repayment for Ospreay stealing the championships that Richards should have won at Battle at Broadway. What a night. A ladder match to start things off, but still 2 title matches to come. Plus, we hear from Johnny Gargano, the man who shocked the world with a debut last week. Ospreay will be the first to take to the skies, drops the knee right across the chest. Obviously the rules here are pretty simple. You gotta get up the ladder, you gotta grab the championship. And as I said, it is only the MLW World Heavyweight Championship high above the ring today, but the winner here will also get the WCPW Championship that Marty Scurll used as his buy-in to the match at Battle at Broadway. And Davey Richards, phenomenal DDT. Richards out of the ring. He'll be the first to go after one of those ladders at ringside. Richards with a quick flurry and Will Ospreay down. Richards setting the ladder up perfectly in the middle of the ring. And Richards gonna do more work to Will Ospreay. This is a smart call by Davey Richards, in my opinion. Ospreay staggering to his feet. Richards on the ropes behind him, and Ospreay tosses him off. Richards misjudged how long Ospreay was going to stay down, and now Will Ospreay springboard moonsault. Richards out of the way. Ospreay back to his feet, and Ospreay going to go straight up the ladder. Will Ospreay trying to surprise Davey Richards. Richards was on top of it. Ospreay back down. The strategy in a ladder match can be so different depending on who you are, and I think for both of these men, the strategy is going to be very different. Ospreay, look at this, grinding Davey Richards down into a crossface submission. This is just designed to keep Richards out for as long as possible. I do think the strategy here will be very different for both men. Davey Richards is a great athlete, of course, but I think he knows that he can't match Will Ospreay for athleticism. so I imagine that Davey Richards is going to try to take Ospreay out as quickly as he can, and you can see Will Ospreay doing his best to try to surprise Richards. Ospreay using the athleticism, and you can see how quickly he can scale the ladder and how much punishment he can sustain while up there. Ospreay is so comfortable in aerial situations. That's a comfort that Davey Richards, for as great an athlete as he is, just doesn't have. Richards now, he's got his own crossface in. Ospreay bleeding from above the eye. This match already seeing some brutality. And Will Ospreay, there's brutality for you. Quick shot right to the head. Now Ospreay going to the other side. This time it's Davey Richards trying to surprise Ospreay by going up top towards the belt. And Ospreay now has to bring Richards down. Richards not willing to come down. Ospreay finally gets him to go. And now Ospreay on the other side of the ladder. And I think he's evaluating here. The ladder moved slightly during their last exchange. And Ospreay doing the calculation, knowing he's got to do more to keep Richards down. Already both men have had chances. And Will Ospreay twisting brain buster. Now up top goes Ospreay going after the championship belt. Will Ospreay close enough. Richards goes up there to meet him. And Richards introduces him to the top end of that ladder. Ospreay repays him in kind. Richards jamming Ospreay head first. Richards heavy right. Ospreay hanging on by a fingertip. Davey Richards throws him off. Ospreay takes the long journey down. Davey Richards will follow it. Richards down with the splash. Oh my goodness. The ladder fell under his weight and momentum. But Richards did the job. A massive splash from the top of the ladder. Richards, he's going up. Ospreay somehow is back to his feet. Ospreay taking the ladder up underneath Richards. Ospreay powerbomb onto the side of the ladder. How's the back there, Davey? My goodness. Richards somehow back to his feet, and Richards gonna try to sneak one from Ospreay. It didn't work. Ospreay pulled it back down. And now Will Ospreay in control. Richards having to break free of the grip, and he does. But Davey Richards, how is he still standing on that back that just got powerbombed to the side of the ladder? And now it's Davey Richards who's trying to sneak one from Ospreay. Richards starting to feel some desperation. Ospreay, knee to the chest again. And Ospreay follows it up. Springboard moonsault. Ospreay, standing shooting star. The athleticism is coming out for the aerial assassin. We said how comfortable he'd be in the sky, how comfortable he is in a match of this style, and we're seeing it here, although clearly Richards is taking something out of Ospreay. The pace very erratic now for the former Intercontinental Champion. Richards with a reverse DDT. And that's exactly what I mean. Ospreay wasn't able to push that level of pace for a sustained period of time, and it allowed Davey Richards to get back into this thing. Richards going after the already bleeding eye of Will Ospreay. How much is this match taking out of both men? But that's what a ladder match is all about. Now it's Richards trying to push the pace and push the tempo. This has been a real tit-for-tat battle. Richards with a headbutt. Wow. Davey Richards, and now going low after the leg. You'd imagine that maybe an ankle lock is coming. Will Ospreay lights him up like a Christmas tree with that chop. Springboard moonsault. Richards was out of the way, back to his feet, and now Richards, Irish whip Ospreay, able to stay on the apron, but Richards with a heavy right. Ospreay still there. Ospreay hangs him up on the ropes. Exiting the ring there would have meant maybe the end of the match for Ospreay. Instead, again he flies with the knee drop, and Ospreay going up top might be looking. Ospreay, what's he doing? Ospreay, now he's at the top of the ladder. Ospreay down with a double foot stomp. Will Ospreay, Richards saw possibly his match ending right then and there. And Richards again has to bail out, abandon his plan, but he walks straight in. Ospreay, double underhooks. Will Ospreay, Stormbreaker. Will Ospreay has gotten one up on Davey Richards, and now Ospreay will go, and Ospreay realizing the belt not in the right place, the ladder moved, so now Will Ospreay has to do something with Davey Richards, and Richards fighting to stay in this match. Richards going low, more low kicks. Look at this. Richards has caught a second wind. Ospreay still on his feet, and Davey Richards, he's taking advantage. Ospreay with a very rare miscalculation. And Davey Richards doing what he needs to do. He's clearly not in a 100% state here. After the Stormbreaker from Ospreay, the diving double foot stomp. Oh man. Richards trying to drop the knee on the back. Ospreay backs him up with a huge right. Ospreay whip Richards into the corner. He went back first. And Ospreay now, he's going to ascend. Ospreay again is standing on the top. Ospreay elbow drop. Ospreay has taken flight. Will Ospreay for the second time has flown from the top. And now Ospreay, he's going up for the championship. Ospreay at the top of the ladder. Richards out on his feet. How he can recover after something like that, I don't know. But Richards pushed the ladder from underneath Ospreay. Richards drops him down. Richards, out of pure desperation, kicked the ladder out from underneath the double champion. And now Richards gonna do his thing. Ospreay, oh my God! Ospreay just launched himself into the ladder with Davey Richards on it. And now Ospreay again drops the knee. Will Ospreay has just busted this match wide open. Now the double underhooks are in again. Will Ospreay, Stormbreaker. Oh my goodness. Will Ospreay, and the fans chanting for Ospreay to go for the championship. He is. Ospreay, he's tired. Ospreay has given it all. And Ospreay has made it to the top. Richards now just stirring for the first time. Davey Richards, can he get there? No, he can't. Will Ospreay has retained. What a match. And is that not everything you want out of a ladder match? And Davey Richards to the very end had a chance. Will Ospreay standing at the top of the ladder. He's got the MLW. He retains. Oh God. Oh God. We've already seen this. We already saw it on Evolution. And I shudder to think it is Marty Scurll. Scurll has Ospreay locked in the chicken wing. Marty Scurll is back. Marty Scurll has a score to settle. I believe the Intercontinental Championship and I have unfinished business. I'm okay with losing, but not being robbed. The black and gold robbed me of a chance to become champion. Matt Riddle, as long as I don't get my rematch, you're no champion in my eyes. But I know that your house god or whatever he is won't let you weasel out of a match. So I'll be waiting for that championship opportunity that I'm owed and a championship that should be mine. call this a night of champions. That's what it's turning into. Already an unreal ladder match to start things off. Coming up next, Ember Moon puts the United States Championship on the line. And of course, in our main event, the Tag Team Championships are on the line. War Machine versus the House of Black. But even in between those three title matches, we have champions. And Marcel Barthel, a man, of course, a good friend of the great Walter. We've seen him in and around GAW before. But you see the man, and you see how dangerous he is. We know the kind of pedigree, the kind of training he comes from. He will be taking on a motivated Drew McIntyre, fresh off his incredible win, albeit a tainted one, over Walter for the WXW Unified Championship. McIntyre, with the help of William Regal, defeated the Ring General.
What's that metronome I hear? Perhaps the end is drawing near. You never hear the shot that takes you out of time. So say goodbye. What is yours now is mine.
You hear the low guitar, you see the sword and the blue fire, and you know that it's Drew McIntyre, and now you know that William Regal comes with him. Regal already, we knew as the smartest man in wrestling. Well, add him to one of the most dangerous men in wrestling after he helped McIntyre retain his championship with a big assist from Raul Mendoza of the Black and Gold, which just further and further continues to push this idea that, well, William Regal and Drew McIntyre have some kind of connection with Adam Cole's group. This is mystery and I think, I guess you would say, fear of the unknown that matches what we were dealing with in season 1. For those of you that have been around with us long enough, you know that in season 1, right around this time, we were dealing with the evil forces of Alpha, a man, or whatever he was, that seemed to be pulling all the strings, and it felt remarkably similar to this. So Drew McIntyre caught in the throat early by Barthel, but able to hip drag him over. McIntyre, with all the questions abound about him and William Regal and the Black and Gold and everything else, McIntyre has been conspicuous by his silence on the matter. However, what we do know is McIntyre is incredibly powerful and having one of the best seasons, one of the best years of his career this year. Barthel going to make his exit. The referee keeping a close eye on William Regal, as he should, and it allows McIntyre to open up Barthel for the suplex. Sometimes William Regal's mere presence is enough to tilt the scales in the favor of the WXW Unified Champion. And McIntyre, over the last number of weeks and months, has learned how to leverage that. You remember that when William Regal first approached McIntyre, it seemed as if the Scotsman was at best cool towards the idea of allowing William Regal in, and now Regal sending Barthel back into the ring to be dealt with by McIntyre, and the referee warning him about that. And frankly, Regal is very lucky that McIntyre wasn't disqualified for that sort of move. McIntyre, effortless power with the belly-to-belly. Barthel ended up underneath the ropes. McIntyre still going for the attack, and Barthel backs him up with a big elbow. And now Barthel, butterfly suplex over the top. William Regal will be under the eagle's eye of the referee after that little maneuver. It did give McIntyre his best chance to win the whole match, but now Barthel with a missile drop kick. He's swatted out of the air by the champ. Regal has claimed that Drew McIntyre is the king of Europe, bestowed upon him the crown that McIntyre continues to wear coming out to the ring. Now McIntyre, oh my God. Barthel weighed in for this match at 243 pounds. McIntyre tossing him around. And McIntyre absolutely skies for the diving leg drop. McIntyre, no! Undeterred by that, although you gotta believe that he thought that was the end of the match right there. McIntyre so rarely takes to the skies, but he is effective when he does it. He picks and chooses, and again, that discretion, something that William Regal has been high on. Barthel with an air raid, caught McIntyre right in the middle of the ring. Barthel hooks the leg, no! Picking and choosing the spots, it's what McIntyre has to do. Barthel, I think, has picked his, and Barthel has McIntyre, inverted exploder. Barthel hooks the leg that was underneath the rope. McIntyre's busted, but McIntyre kicks out. Barthel with obscene velocity on that inverted exploder. But McIntyre survives. Barthel with a splash. He went high up for that. McIntyre, there's picking their spots. McIntyre turns the ground and pound right around on Barthel, and now McIntyre, middle of the ring. McIntyre, no true Scotsman. Just like that, McIntyre's wrenched it back. Talk about picking your spots. Drew McIntyre gets the victory. How quickly the tables turn. Barthel with the inverted exploder. He put so much mustard on it that it basically shattered McIntyre's nose on impact. Look at that, there's another look. McIntyre went head first into the mat, destroyed his nose, and yet McIntyre, without the help of William Regal, kicks out. That is incredible. And McIntyre waiting for his chance to pounce, and he did. No true Scotsman. Drew McIntyre, this time clean as a whistle. Say what you want about how he beat Walter, and as duplicitous as it was, McIntyre today proving that he doesn't need William Regal, Raul Mendoza, or anybody else to help him get victories. Let's go backstage now, where the Women's World Champion Kacy Catanzaro is standing by. Kacy, you're the longest reigning champion in GAW right now, but the history of the Women's World title is filled with reigns that last a year or more. So is that what your goal is ultimately? I don't want to be so arrogant to think that I can be mentioned with the Litas and Asukas of the world, but there have been times when I've imagined what a reign like that would be like. I'm just really thankful to have so many people around who believe in me. When Team Kick stole the US title 2 weeks after I won it, I felt so alone. It was the most helpless I've ever been. But now I can go out there, I can beat Dakota Kai, and she can have Tegan Knox, she can have whoever, and there's no one in my corner, but I felt the support from all the people here. It's just amazing. Well, you've definitely faced a huge variety of opponents since Nitro, but not the one and only Queen. And the fact that you've been parading around like the fake humble champion of everything without ever actually testing yourself against the best should be embarrassing. Not that you could feel shame. You need some standards for yourself for that. Charlotte, don't come in here trying to play the helpless victim. That might work on all your daddy's adoring fans, but I'm not stupid. You could earn a title match anytime if you actually got in the ring. Have you been doing movies or something? Because no one's really seen you around. That's cute. You're saying that as if you haven't been trying to break into the mainstream for years. They call people like you pick-me girls, Kacy, because that's all you are. If you can't get famous in gymnastics, you try that ninja bullshit. And if that doesn't work, you try to fraud your way into a wrestling world championship. But true greatness isn't acquired. You're born into it. Once a wannabe, always a wannabe. Once a queen, always a queen. Frankly, I'm shocked someone with the last name Flair could show her face after the record you've had the last couple seasons. The weigh-ins are done. There is nothing left but the fight. Sonya Deville has proven how dangerous she is. But now she gets to really test herself against one of the best athletes and one of the best wrestlers in GAW. Ember Moon has been the U.S. champion since Nitro. She's tested herself against the best. She's fallen short only to the Women's World Champion herself. However, in that run, Ember Moon did sustain an upset loss against Shotzi Blackheart. So Sonya Deville, maybe the door is open.
Destination destruction. Ember Moon.
By the way, what we just saw from the Women's World Champion, I think Charlotte Flair's trying to jump the line here, trying to get in under Kacy Catanzaro's skin. Flair does have the pedigree, however, she does not have any championship in her GAW career thus far. In fact, you can definitely say that her GAW career has been a bit of a disappointment up till this point. Ember Moon certainly has not. She was signed to General Admission Wrestling just over a year ago, and in that time has fought against some of the best, has fought for world championships, and has won a United States championship. Looking to pile on another defense here, which would tie her with Ronda Rousey for the most all time. Here we go. 2 title matches to end the night, and Sonya Deville coming out firing. Ember Moon was prepared. Now Moon gonna take to the skies. Beautiful springboard enziguri. And I think that's going to be the contrast between both women as this match goes on. Sonya Deville is going to try to leverage the strikes, possibly some submissions, while Ember Moon is going to use her quickness, her athleticism, and I would imagine Moon is going to try to fly as much as she can. So far, Moon is just using some great match pacing here. Very high tempo from the U.S. champion, and that's been a little bit of a theme here tonight. We've seen the champs come out firing, and now Moon ducks away from that one from Deville. Moon outstriking Sonya Deville and using her quickness and athleticism to do it. Now Moon goes up top, and Moon might be thinking early. Moon coming down, looking for that flying code breaker, I think it was. You could see her go knees first, but Sonya Deville had done her film study. And Deville shocks Moon with that knee. Now Sonya Deville going up top. Deville gonna come down with the splash, taking the U.S. champion by surprise, and Deville has the leg. It's only a 2. and Davey Richards earlier. Tried to take a few pages out of Will Ospreay's book. Now Deville took a page out of Ember Moon's playbook. But Deville going back to her tried and tested offense with the arm bar. Ember Moon able to free herself. You can see the pain on the arm, but this time Moon again. Sonya Deville has no answer for that springboard kick from Ember Moon. And Moon now several times has been able to neutralize Sonya Deville attacks with just straight up athleticism. And now Moon gonna go for it again. Moon off the ropes with a head scissor. And Moon, this is the second time we've seen it. Moon with the fisherman's buster, this time into a bridge. Ember Moon, no! Deville breaks out. That was a hard lock from Ember Moon, and now Moon, what a striking combination. Ember Moon, she's got to drag Sonya Deville away from the ropes for a cover, and Moon, that might hurt her in this match if she is to go for one. Moon was going low. She might have been thinking fallen skies. Sonya Deville was given the time, and now Deville, oh, what a lariat. Deville took Moon down with a hard right, and Sonya Deville leg hooked. No. She needs more than that. Moon already stirring. Deville getting herself into a good position. Sonya Deville slams her down, and Deville thinks she is the U.S. champion. Lackadaisical cover, and Ember Moon makes her pay. Deville with the splash. Moon is down. And Sonya Deville exiting the ring. I have no idea what she's thinking with this one. She clearly had the upper hand, and Deville looking underneath. And I really don't know what's going on here. The referee chastising her. Ember Moon has gotten to her feet. And Deville, there must be some kind of strategy here as Deville back into the ring. Ember Moon trying to jump all over her, but Deville with a heavy right. Sonya Deville jumps on top of Ember Moon, and now Deville going for the cover. It was a huge right hook. Sonya Deville, wait a minute, Deville is the new U.S. champion. Sonya Deville with that right hand. I can't believe it. Sonya Deville has just won the United States Championship. This is unbelievable. And I can't explain it. Deville is one of the hardest hitters in the game, surely, but one right hand. Ember Moon is still out. Sonya Deville celebrating with the U.S. Championship. This is unbelievable. We'll have to adjudicate this later because Johnny Gargano is back. Call him Johnny Friday Nights, Johnny Storm, Johnny Wrestling. He came out to confront Adam Cole last week. It was one of the biggest moments of the season. And now Johnny Gargano will speak to GAW for the first time. This man has been everywhere. He's won championships in pretty much every country, I think probably in the world at this point. But his eyes are set on GAW gold. Let me tell you this. Being a father completely changes you. I was looking at 9-month-old baby wrestling the other day, and he was just sort of rolling around and laughing. And I'm just thinking, this little kid, my son, who will he be in 20 or 30 years? What kind of man will he be? Will he be like me? I love that kid so much. He's the reason I get up every morning. He's the reason I look at the world differently now. He's the reason I nearly gave this sport up. Because at first I thought, why should I risk my neck every day if it meant that I may not be able to hold baby wrestling ever again? Yes, I love this sport, but I love my son more, so is it worth it? But I'm watching this kid play with, it's a little stuffed teddy bear my wife got him, and when she got it in Puerto Rico, she said, I think he's gonna love this, and he did. And he's just getting hours of enjoyment from it. His imagination is running wild because in that moment, he might be talking to the bear, or the bear is talking to him, or they're flying through space talking to all sorts of animals. My son could grow up to be anything. And I want him to know that his imagination now could fuel any dream he has in his head. His dad once imagined being a world champion on the biggest stage. I know one day my son will do far greater things than me. I already know he's far more talented than I could ever be. And I want him to look back one day and say with pride that his dad did right by him and his family. And that's something Adam Cole just doesn't understand. Yeah, I've dealt with Adam Cole before. I know he claims the black and gold are family, and he's done that before, but he doesn't understand family. What he means is these are people that he can manipulate for as long as he needs them. Sure, they may be friends, they get drinks together and all that, but there's no love. Love means willing the good of someone else, even if it takes away from you. Does anyone really believe that Adam Cole would sacrifice something that's his for someone else? Yeah, think about that one. I'm not perfect. I've made lots of mistakes. I haven't always done right by my friends and family, but being a world champion isn't about being perfect. It's just about being better than you. It's hard to use yourself as the measuring stick. You have to see yourself through someone else's eyes. But being a father means every second of every day you look through my son's eyes because you want to give him the greatest life that you could imagine. So I see myself like that every day. I can see how my son would look at me if I didn't go for this, if I let Adam Cole be the tyrant that he is. But I hope that one day, whether I win or not, my son can say that he's proud of me. And that motivation is greater than any amount of money, any praise, any accolade you could possibly imagine. Adam Cole, I guarantee you that you are not as motivated as I am. I guarantee that you don't have as much to fight for as I do. And I guarantee you that you cannot stop Johnny Wrestling. Wow, more powerful words may never have been spoken in a GAW ring. Johnny Wrestling means business, and Adam Cole has a problem. But I'll tell you who else has a problem. It's Pac. The former Cruiserweight champion was unexpectedly confronted by Swerve Strickland last week, and Strickland inexplicably obtained the GAW Cruiserweight Championship. He has it with him, and he's gonna fight Pac next week right here on Friday Night Storm. But that's not all. In the main event, Matt Riddle, the Intercontinental Champion, will defend against an old rival. It's one of the most technically sound men and one of the most wild and dangerous wrestlers in the world. It's Timothy Thatcher, and it's next week right here on Storm. Nakamura, Bobby Lashley, they have burst onto the scene representing the House of Black. But the question is, as a tag team, how effective can they truly be? We've seen a couple impressive wins, but War Machine is a different animal altogether. The men who dethroned Will Ospreay and Zack Sabre Jr. now in the crosshairs of the House of Black. This is a match I think we've all been waiting for weeks. War Machine for 2 years in GAW, it seemed like maybe other teams had started to figure them out. It seemed that they didn't have that same level of intimidation that they've held for so long. Well, this season has changed all of that. War Machine have proven that they are still the most dangerous, the most intimidating tag team in the entire world. But the House of Black begs to differ. They have the manpower behind them. They have the terrifying specter of the former two-time world champion Aleister Black. But more importantly, they have the skill of two veterans. Between them, dozens of championships. War Machine has never faced a team as individually decorated as the House of Black. Even Will Ospreay and Zack Sabre Jr. were not at this level. War Machine may have met their match. War Machine giving up the championships to our referee here on Friday Night Storm. And the House of Black looks on as they hope to capture gold. Tornado rules here in our main event. Pinfall or submission must happen inside the ring. Other than that, we've got no rules in this incredible tag team bout. And we've already seen a brawl very much like this last week when War Machine jumped the House of Black. Now Bobby Lashley, a former MMA standout, using the ground and pound against Hansen. Going after Shinsuke Nakamura. Hansen using his otherworldly athleticism for the handspring elbow. Nakamura and Raw having a striking battle. Nakamura, the granddaddy of strong style, and Raw, one of its most dangerous students. Hansen with a bulldog, and Raw still has control of Nakamura and using his strength for a second gutbuster. Nakamura rolling out of the way, using Hansen as a shield, but Raw coming back in. A gut wrench, Hansen with a splash. The House of Black being blitzed right now by the reigning champions. This, I think, was the game plan for War Machine, and it's a smart one. You gotta throw House of Black into the deep water as fast as you can. For as decorated as they are, tag team wrestling is a different beast. We saw it so often in season 2. There were teams of individuals that could come together and have success. Hansen with a power slam on Lashley. And Hansen going in for the cover. Nakamura got to his feet, but Lashley had kicked out before Nakamura could do anything. Nakamura using ground and pound on Rowe. Now Bobby Lashley, look at this strength. Lashley power bomb on Hansen. And Nakamura going after Rowe. Nakamura's taking the upper hand there. It's the House of Black that have weathered the early storm from War Machine. And now the House of Black have the advantage. Lashley, spine buster on Hansen. Nakamura has Rowe tied up in the ropes, but Hansen kicks out at 1 from the spine buster. Talk about toughness. Lashley, look at this. Lashley with an inverted power slam. Nakamura with a German. Lashley going in for the gut. Hansen caught him. Lashley kicks him away with his strength. Nakamura lighting a Rowe. Lashley, German suplex on Hansen. Nakamura, look at this. Incredible camera work by our team. Nakamura just knocked out Eric Rowe of War Machine. And now Nakamura to win for the House of Black. Lashley jettisons Hansen. But realizing the match is still going, Lashley pulls him back in. Nakamura lighting it up. Nakamura with a bow by A attempt. It's countered. Rowe now double underhook. Rowe transitions. Powerbomb attempt. It's countered. Nakamura with a Frankensteiner. Lashley with a German. House of Black stay on top. Lashley going in for a right. Hansen caught him. Now Hansen backs him up. Lashley realizing what Hansen was trying to do, trying to get him up, running knee strike counter. Rowe trying to end this match right then and there with a running knee on Nakamura. War Machine have been in this type of situation before. Hansen from the middle rope, moonsault. Nakamura fighting from a grounded position against Rowe. Hansen now cover on Lashley. Saito suplex from Shinsuke Nakamura, and Nakamura there to break up the pinfall. Shinsuke Nakamura has taken over this match, and a more perfect fit for the House of Black I can't imagine. Now Lashley turning his attention to Rowe of War Machine. Lashley with a straight cover on Rowe, and Lashley has just totally turned the tables. Bobby Lashley has just won it for the House of Black. Nakamura took over, and Bobby Lashley has just won gold for the House of Black. Wow, it was a frantic, frenetic match. Shinsuke Nakamura and Bobby Lashley did enough. And War Machine's reign is over. It seems unbelievable to think about. But Shinsuke Nakamura and Bobby Lashley have just won the tag team championships. But here they are. Nakamura and Lashley, the House of Black, has more gold. It was Matt Riddle, and then it was Lashley and Nakamura who have taken Storm by storm. And they are your new champions. Folks, thank you so much for joining us here on Friday Night Storm. We appreciate it as always. Make sure you order your t-shirts. The orders are open for only a couple more days, so make sure you join the Discord and be part of GAW history. We'll see you for Evolution. We appreciate you.